At the beginning of 1976, Beirut was engulfed in the flames of the Lebanese Civil War, 1975 to 1990, and the city was geographically divided into West Beirut, controlled by Palestinian and Islamic factions, and East Beirut, controlled by Christian militias. In this chaotic environment, the so-called Green Line School was marked by daily skirmishes, creating a security gap that criminals exploited to carry out an unprecedented operation. The location of the British Bank of the Middle East in the Bab Idris area, adjacent to the St. Louis Capuchin Cathedral, made it an ideal target for a heist. The bank was perceived as a vault for the wealth of top officials and armed factions alike. Perpetrating party. Strong suspicions revolve around the involvement of members of the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, or allied Lebanese militias. Alternative accounts suggest the involvement of British intelligence, SAS, aiming to safeguard the bank's assets from the chaos. Identifying the weak point. The planners pinpointed the shared wall between the bank and the neighboring church as the main point of entry, taking advantage of the breakdown in official structures and the security forces' inability to intervene amidst the ongoing clashes. Artillery diversion. The area witnessed mortar shelling with 60mm rounds targeting rival forces, creating utter chaos and forcing most civilians and fighters to focus on retaliation and defense. Planting explosives in the church. In the early morning, 8 armed men entered the church and planted explosives in its basement. They then detonated a large breach in the separating wall, allowing quick access to the bank's interior. A few days after the breach, a team of lock experts arrived from Corsica, or Sicily, according to some accounts. They were contracted by the perpetrators to crack the main vault, which the bank had described as impenetrable. The vault took 2 full days to open, using specialized tools and advanced techniques to ensure the contents were not damaged. Duration of the heist. The process of emptying the vaults lasted 4 consecutive days, during which deposit boxes were moved one by one. The loot. It included tons of 99.99% pure gold bars, each weighing about 12.5 kilos, Lebanese and foreign currencies, stocks and financial bonds, valuable jewelry, and even sensitive documents related to the financing of armed factions. Financial estimate. The value of the stolen assets was estimated between $20 million and $50 million at the time, equivalent to around £200, $300 million today. Guinness Records state that $50 million was stolen on January 22, 1976, marking it as the greatest safe deposit box robbery in history. After securing the area and loading the loot into 4-wheel drive vehicles, the perpetrators withdrew silently through various neighborhoods in West Beirut, vanishing without a trace. None of them were ever arrested, and almost nothing of the stolen items was recovered. Absence of legal action. Judicial proceedings became impossible due to the destruction of official records and the collapse of governmental control during the Civil War. Conspiracy theories. These range from blaming the PLO entirely to suggesting British SAS involvement for political motives. Many Lebanese believe the funds were either used to plug gaps or protected from collapse. Guinness Record. This robbery remains listed in the Guinness World Records as the largest safe deposit box theft to date. Symbolism. This heist of the century stands as a stark example of how political chaos and civil war can be exploited for major criminal operations. Legendary status. The anonymity of the perpetrators and their complete evasion of justice lend the story a mythical aura, making it a subject of history books and international media coverage. The 1976 robbery of the British Bank of the Middle East in Beirut is considered one of the greatest organized thefts in modern history, offering a powerful lesson on how political turmoil can be manipulated to achieve massive financial gains. And it continues to raise questions about who was behind it and where the loot went.